Got it. Okay, so we are recording this meeting so that the information can be available to folks who would like the information but aren't able to attend tonight. So thanks for being here for those of you who are, and I'm guessing some people will trickle in over the next couple minutes. We'll give them maybe like 30 seconds, but since we only have 30 minutes, I want to be respectful of y'all's time and kind of go through our agenda fairly quickly. I'm just going to pull up what we got on the docket. And all right. Christian, will you do me a favor and can you kind of monitor the chat as we go and see if there's any questions you have as we're chatting, you can stick them in that and we'll address it and we'll have some time to open up for any questions as well. But
no problem. Gotcha.
Thank you. Hey, Blake. Well, for those of you who maybe have not met myself, I'm our pre-comp director. So I'm just in charge of all of the U10 program, both in Corvallis and Albany. Even though I coach on the Corvallis side, I try to get my hands in on the Albany side and get to know as many of you as possible. But if you haven't met me, my name's Jessica Kaze, and I've been, see, my daughter is 13. So I guess for 5 years with this program, and coaching for quite some time, but y'all don't need my my full history. And then we have a couple of our coaches in the program as well on the call. So I just would like you to introduce yourselves if you could, please.
Hi, I'm Christian. I've been coaching with OVF for about, I want to say 2 years, maybe going on 3, and coaching for a really long time, both here and in California. So, hi.
Hey, I'm Gina. My formal name, Regina, is on my label, I realize. I just started with Alliance in the fall, so really excited to meet some new folks.
And we have our director, Blake, on the call too. Blake, do you want to say anything? I know you might not be able to stay the whole time. Or maybe he's just getting jumping on. Okay, so in terms of our year this year, if you have been a part of our program this year, I am it's been such a wonderful year. We have grown from the fall to the spring by a good handful of players, a lot of increase in Albany. In fact, we added another team with Albany, which was great. And we probably could have added another team in Corvallis, and almost one more boys teams, and then almost one more girls team as well. But it's been great. Everyone's participation has been off the charts, actually. I don't think we've had very many people miss any of our game days. It's been the least amount in, I think, my time coaching with this particular age group. So that is a testimony to all of you parents and dedicating yourselves to bringing your kids to practices and to games and all the things. So I want to thank you for all of your support for us and for your kids this year. moving forward, which is what we want to really focus this conversation about, and the next year's program, what that looks like. We'll be retaining all our 2015s, and if we have a few 2016s already involved. So they'll continue on. So now the 2015s, they're going to be that oldest age group that everybody looks up to, which is going to be fabulous. And we're sending our 2014s on to 99, and they have some of them have been with me for 3 years, or with us for 3 years, and we're excited for what they have going forward for them. But that does leave a big numbers gap for us. So recruiting, our best recruiting comes from you all. So if you know parents or kids that are at your kids' schools that might be interested, this is always, you are our best resource in this area of helping kids to join our program. We're going to continue with the Valley League. That is, so we have those 4 play dates, which are Salem, Bend, Eugene, and Albany. So that will continue to be the same. It will continue to look like the same setup in terms of 2 games per team per day on the days that we play. Our rosters will continue to be fluid. So that means, when we're short players, we can easily invite other people to join, and it can be, Albany kids coming to the Corvallis side or vice versa. And the only difference that we had in our league this year that I want to highlight, and we won't make a decision till we know numbers, is that this spring we were able to have a dedicated U9 division for the boys. And that was kind of nice because it put the younger kids in a place that they could compete together. And so we actually have one boys team from each group doing that, 2015 or 2016 kids. And because the league has been growing so much, I anticipate that could happen. In terms of the overall league structure, we have gone from, 40 something teams to, I think, like 70 or something. So it's been quite a big jump, which is great. And a lot of increasing numbers on the girls' side in terms of the whole Valley League. So there's Blake. Hey, Blake. I can't hear you. You're muted.
I'm just a bit challenged these days with technology, so thanks for bearing with me. Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Our fearless leader.
Yay.
Yay. So the one other thing that we're going to be doing is, last year we didn't take any teams to a summer tournament, but this year we will. We're probably only going to have capacity to take 1 boys team and 1 girls team up to the Mount Hood Challenge. That's the first weekend of August. If we have a huge interest and we have coaches available, we could consider taking more teams. But what we have kind of planned, we know summers are busy for all of you. We want you to enjoy summer. But for those folks who want to participate in a tournament, we'll be talking about that a little bit more as well. In terms of what the tryout looks like, if you haven't been a part of this before, we have, it's a tryout, but really it's just a placement to make sure that it's going to be a good fit for your family and a good fit for us. It's not about a numbers thing. We want the more players, the merrier, as long as they are, excited to work hard and grow in their soccer knowledge and their soccer game. Then then hopefully they feel like it's a good fit. And I believe that is May 21st. Is that May 21st? Let me just double check. It is on the website, and I'm looking at, yeah, May 21st, 6 to 7:15. That will be at the YMCA in Albany, and that will be for everybody, even though Corvallis typically practices in Corvallis and Albany. For this day, we'll all be together so we can see what our pool is going to be shaping up to be in the fall. Any pieces, coaches, that I'm missing in terms of those little few things that I talked about? I'm getting.
Yeah.
No? Good?
Yep. I think so.
Okay. Blake, do you have any words that you want to share before we open up for questions?
I think the tryout piece is super important, just to talk a little bit about it. The kids and the parents can all get super excited about, what I mean by excited is anxious about the whole experience. And we try to make it as easy as possible for everybody, and try to communicate through the whole process. So if you have any questions along the way, or even during the tryouts, if you have some concerns or questions, we want to be available to you. All the kids are, including the high school kids, are in different developmental phases, even within their age group. So, if they're doing really well now, they may not be doing as well in 6 months, just because they're going through a growing phase or other things. So, for us, it's really about getting the kids to love soccer, getting kids to love the club, love our coaches and stuff. And so, we'll see movement with the players up and down throughout their time with the club, and even within 2014s, they're young. So if they don't make a team, or you don't feel they make a team that they're able to make, we're monitoring that stuff throughout the year. So if players progress, or players are needing more time, even if they make the top team, if they need more time, we'll push them down a little bit to play with the other teams. So don't get super worried about that part. We just really worry about encouraging your son or daughter to have a good time and enjoy the process, and have fun. I think that's the biggest thing we're really looking for out of the whole thing. But we do think it's important to put them through that process, so they just they learn how to deal with those things, because it's life type stuff, right? But we don't want it to be overwhelming for anybody, parents, us, or the players. So again, if you have any concerns or anything, or please reach out to any of the coaches, or you can even reach out to me at times. So yeah. Yeah.
And just for a clarification, so this is not the 2014 meeting.
Thank you. Sorry.
2015-16
So
meeting.
that's my prep for the next season or next year.
You have a little bite for next year.
Yeah, I just practiced it. Thank you, guys.
There you go.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
But it is still that it can still produce that anxiety, feeling like, oh, this is a tryout. Yep. Really, we're just wanting to see if it's a good fit for everybody.
Yep, exactly. Thank you.
And then the other piece is that the 22nd, the day after our tryout camp is what we call it, there will be team meetings, team formation meetings. And we will have a team formation meeting that night, not in terms of like your kid is going to be playing with Navy or white or, whatever. It is going to be more like, let's talk more in depth about what our schedule looks like, what our days and our practices look like, and further questions for you all. I know that a lot of the new parents coming in are new to our structure. It's a lot different than AYSO. It's actually a lot different than the 9v9 programs and beyond in our own club. So it's kind of a unique piece of our club. So we will have that meeting as well on the 22nd. You can put it on your calendars. All right. Good. Anyone else at coaches have any tidbits, or Bryce? All right. If you have questions, parents, It is open floor.
What time are the meetings? On the 22nd
Mm.
and 21st? Are they
So
later
the
evening
21st,
meetings or same as tryouts and everything?
yeah, so the 21st, the tryout camp is from 6 to 7:15 at the YMCA. And then Bryce, I don't know what time the team meetings are.
The team formation meeting.
Correct.
That I believe we're going to have at 6 or 6:30. We're still trying to get the venue space, but it's going to be that evening at Corvallis High School.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay, so don't add anything to our calendar quite yet. We'll find out when it gets closer.
Save the date.
Great. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah.
A number of us have kids that are playing multiple sports that conflict with tryouts. How do you want us to handle that?
Bryce may be able to handle this better, and so he could contradict me. But what I will say is for us, for the pre-comp, not a huge deal, but if you could register your child so that we know they're planning to play, that will help us with numbers.
Spot on.
I
agree.
I have a follow-up question about that. So if my daughter's not currently playing, but my son is playing, if I can't bring her to the tryout, could she come another time to make sure that she likes it?
Yeah, absolutely. And once that's a great question. So as long as she's registered, that would be great. And then she can come anytime that we start training up, just to come to a practice. That would be great. Let's see here. I can screen share. I'll screen share with this. This might generate some more questions. I'm gonna pull up. Oh, I can't. Bryce, are you our host?
I am.
I was just gonna bring up the U10 seasonal calendar so parents can just see that real quick.
The one on the parent site.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get there super quick and I can share it. Okay. Okay, can everybody see the seasonal calendar?
I cannot. It says that you started screen sharing, but I can't see it.
Okay, so
Now
this
I
is
can.
the
Now I
one.
can. There we go.
This one. There we go. Is everybody able to see that now?
Yes. All right, so we have that tryout in May and then the team formation meeting. Then we'll train until the end of school. So that would be a great time for people to continue to join for our group. And then we'll take after school gets done until mid-July off so you can fully enjoy summer. And then especially for those folks who want to do the tournament, we'll start those trainings back up in summer. Not a big deal if that is when you have camping planned or your trip planned or whatever. Kids come and go in the summer and that's normal, and we support you all having family time. And then after the Mount Hood Challenge, we'll continue training. I always, with our littles, we take the last week before school starts and then the first week of school off, so that you all can adjust to new routines. And then we go from September Our last games are usually the last weekend of October, sometimes the first weekend of November, just depending on the dates and how we nail down the schedule with OISA. And then we pick training back up about mid-February, and it's usually about 3 to 4 weeks before, probably 3 weeks before our first games, which are usually in March. And then we finish the first weekend of May. So that's the big zoomed out lens. Did that generate any other questions?
Sorry, I came in late. Do we have the exact tryout dates for this year?
Yeah, it's May 21st and it's on the site.
And everyone has to try out, including current players, right?
It's a great time to come just for us to know that you're playing again. But if you have other things happening that day, just communicate with us and it's not a problem if you miss.
Thank you.
Yep.
Our son has a baseball game that day, so.
Not a problem.
Hey, Jess.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, in terms of the Mount Hood Challenge tournament, how does that work in addition? Like how fees, how's that gonna work? Do you guys just we pay extra out of pocket and that you sign up for it?
That's a great question. Bryce, do you have the answer to that?
The plan right now, Blake, please correct me if I'm wrong. But the plan right now is to not charge extra for the Mount Hood Challenge.
That looks like a no extra charge. Okay.
I was waiting for this.
Yeah, there was a head nod and a thumbs up. Okay, good.
You said to correct him, so I wasn't saying anything. So.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? And if not,
Can-
feel free to reach out. Oh, hey, yeah, what's up?
Sure. Can you go over the sort of the game sort of layout? As what I understood, it sounded like 2 games a day at each of those 4 locations, sort of per season. Does that sound right?
Yes. So currently, we have those 4 locations, and on each of those Saturdays, it's usually every other Saturday, not always, but we try to have it every other Saturday. There's 2 games per team. So we have currently 8 teams between the 2 towns, and it just varies on our numbers. Since we play 7v7, we try to carry about 9 or 10 per team. So if we have all of those teams, will play 2 games, but whenever there's some extra players needed, there's a possibility of a 3rd game for some players, sometimes a 4th if we're really short-handed. So guaranteed 2 games per player on those play dates, and then sometimes there's opportunities for more as well.
And how does that work for the girls? Is that similar?
It's the same, the exact same. We all play at the same locations each play date. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if there's not any other questions at the moment, we can go ahead and just wrap this meeting up. Thank you all so much for joining us, and feel free again to reach out to myself or any of the staff as questions arise. And feel free to continue to reach out to other families. We love having new families join our program. So thanks.